What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Welcome to Jake Richardson's Coaching Corner. We're on season 2, episode 8. The topic of the day is why I believe training certifications are bullshit. I've never been a huge fan of training certs. I feel like they try to fast track. Like, training within itself is such a flooded market, and there's so many people that are trainers in so many different areas. And I feel like certs just help fast track the lack thereof in education when it comes to helping people get in shape and working on their bodies. I've never been a huge fan of them. Anytime I've ever seen one or read about one, like I said, it's fast tracked. I don't think that it's doing both parties, the person that is the trainer and the person being trained, any service. I feel like it does a huge disservice because you have people that are rushing their education and then trying to seize money as fast as they possibly can, because that's really what it is. You rush to get this cert so you could charge more, so you could say that you're a certified personal trainer, so you can go get clients and you go push for money. That is the worst, in my mind, attitude to have. In any other field, if you worked in the construction union and instead of going to school and doing your hours and making sure that you understand why the pipes have to be welded and fitted this way, you could just take a fast crash course and then you'll get hired and make $70 an hour on the job site. Or if you were a doctor and you didn't have to go to med school, and you didn't have to put your years in, and you can just fast course and learn the anatomy really fast and learn how to talk to patients, do it, just fast track so you can make $200,000, $300,000 a year. You would do it. So I think that it's a flooded market. I think that's the main reason why it's pushed, and I'm a huge hater on the cert game. First off, what is a fitness certification? A fitness certification is a document that certifies an individual or organization as being fit or competent to engage in a particular work, activity, or industrial project. That's all it is. It's more of like hazard paper. If things were to go wrong, or if somebody were to ask you what's your certification or where you backed by, you can just show them this piece of paper and everything's absolutely okay. It's just a way to kind of save your ass. And it's big when it comes to, like I said, companies, not necessarily so much individuals, but it's just a blanket of bullshit to save people's asses. To be like, hey, we're certified and we're covered under this and blah, blah, blah. And not really having any education behind it, but it's more, like I said, a blanket. Something that makes you feel safe. So the definition within itself, to me, doesn't really hit so hard on education. It's more documentation. It doesn't really hit on experience. It's more for organizations and companies that kind of save their ass. There's not a lot out of that definition that I like when it comes to being a true personal trainer and putting the years in and really educating yourself and really sitting in the classroom or really digesting information or that first-hand experience to make yourself a more credible trainer in the scope. What businesses require them? More often than not, it is businesses, and it's the conglomerate brick and mortar box gyms when it comes to like 24-hour fitness, Crunch, Bally's. These major gyms are usually the ones that require some sort of certification. Like I said, the main reason for this is because especially those gyms, they try to fast track the whole process. A gym like that, its turnover ratio is so high. And what I mean by that is they get trainers and they lose trainers so fast that they constantly need to be looking for talent. So what they do, the easiest way to find talent is they scan the gym see who are the better looking, buffer, younger people in there, and then they run up to them and go, "Hey, would you ever think about being a trainer? Oh, you could work here. You need a cert. We have a program where we'll pay half your cert, you pay the other half, and you're good to go." To me, that is fucking frightening. A person that might not have any background in fitness and education within fitness, you're going to run up on and ask, "Are you willing to train people in this gym, hopefully not hurt them, and get them to their goals? Even though you have no experience in it, you have no education in it, you never even thought about doing it, would you be able to do that?" And if they do say yes, month and a half later, they're on the floor training people. Like I said, fucking frightening. You should not be in any job where you can, in a month and a half, have a human's health in your hand, and then you kind of playing basketball with it, throwing no look passes. You need a lot more time and a lot more education than what a certification is going to give you to feel comfortable, like I said, with somebody's health in your hands. Not only making them healthier, but also keeping them from being injured and even more unhealthy. So there's a lot of pressure that these gyms try to negate, and they try to manipulate. They, like I said, they go after young kids. Like, if you're in the young 20 range, they know two things. A, they can lowball the dog shit out of you, so they'll give you this job. They'll make it seem like they're hooking you up by paying half the cert, which even within that, more often than not, a lot of these companies are partners with these certification companies. So they're not really paying half. They're just calling the cert company and being like, "Hey, 50% off on this guy, 100% all you," or they split the fucking money. So there's a lot of underbelly shit going on that you don't see. So they make it seem like they're hooking you up. And with that hookup, they also tell you, "Well, as a trainer, since we hooked you up with X, Y, and Z, we're going to start you at the base pay, and then you can work your way up." So it's all a manipulation game to begin with. And like I said too, because you're getting a younger person, you can manipulate their pay. You can charge them way less than you would if you got to somebody that already had a resume in training, already has done it for years. They're going to want a higher pay. So you can manipulate, and it's eye candy. They look great. They're in shape, and they're moldable. You could use them any way that you want. So to me, what I've seen, and I'm speaking also from 10 years of experience. I'm not just somebody that's walking around the gym observing. I've been in this space for 10 fucking years. I see the taking advantage of and the manipulation of young trainers all day, every day. That's the only reason why I'm taking the time out of my day to make this episode, is to help trainers understand that if you are not watching out for yourself, or if you're trusting a company too much, they are taking full advantage of you, and you're losing a lot of money and a lot of time. Because in the beginning, personal training sucks because you're giving up a shitload of money, a shitload of time, and then you learn later in life how to flip it to where you can get time and money back. But in the beginning, it sucks. So I'm trying to help people kind of fast track that. But I would say those gyms are notorious for it. Other gyms now are starting to get used to it. Like a gym I used to work at, they're more boutique niche gyms. They, in the beginning, I have a degree in kinesiology. Not one time in the history of me being a trainer have I ever had to show my degree, which is comical to me. The main reason why that is a lot of people in my field do not have degrees in kinesiology, degrees in exercise science. So the second that you say that you have it, they freeze the fuck up because they realize you are highly educated in this space, and they are not, because they have some cert that took them 48 hours to get, 24 hours to get, whatever the fuck it is. So if you have degrees within this field, you are leaps and bounds above everybody else, because everybody else goes the easy, not necessarily cheap way, but the easy, fast-tracked way that I'm not really a big fan of. Hopefully, it doesn't go in this pattern, because if it does, like I say, you're going to get shittier and shittier trainers, and it's going to be people going for the money and not necessarily going for helping individuals. If you go into things, any field, if you go into it with the attitude to help somebody, I guarantee you'll be extremely successful for a very long time. If you go into things thinking that you need a fast track to get as much money as you possibly can, you're not going to stay there long enough because A, people will see that and they'll want to work with you. And then B, you won't be making the money that you think you'll be making right away. And you'll just quit and go into another job that you think's gonna make fast money. Then another job that's gonna make fast money. Then 5 to 10 years go by and you're still doing that same old money grab shit. And the dude that went in with the better intentions, that started the personal training, is blowing you out the water with money. And they're also very fulfilled. They have a lot of time left when it comes to getting their own time back, fulfillment based on helping people out. Because this job is great when it comes to financials, but it's also great when it comes to actually helping people, getting that person to person connection, being connected with somebody on a higher level to where it's not like, hey, let's go to the bar and drink. It's like, hey, come train with me. I'm going to make you better and healthier. I'm going to help you achieve this amazing goal. Why do I feel like these gyms and all these places are starting to go more and more towards the cert? Because they hire inexperienced and they try to fast track them. That's the end all be all. What I've been talking about this whole time. I think to wrap it all up, it's a fast tracking thing. They're trying to make money. They're trying to use you to make money. And the more people that we can get to manipulate, and the younger they are, the more money we can get. Because they realize their blueprint isn't longevity based. They already know their blueprint is so fucked up that you're only gonna be here for, let's say, 6 months to a year. After that 6 months to a year, if you're still there, they're just house money in you. They're shocked that you're even here. They're looking at you like, you're an idiot. You don't realize how much we're taking advantage of you? Cool, you can stay here as long as you want because we'll keep taking money from you. But more often than not, 6 months to a year, a trainer realizes that they're getting played out and they end up leaving. What they end up doing is, if that gym costs $100 a session to go there, then you build rapport with your clients. You get a hold of, you tell all your clients, hey, listen, I got this equipment at my house. I got this equipment, we can go outside. Instead of 100, I'll charge you 80, I'll charge you 75, and go out this way. Out of the 15 clients you have, maybe 8 of them do that. 8 of them, and say 1 or 2 of them trains twice a week, that's great money, and then you could build from there. But this is what these gyms expect because their blueprint is so fucked up, and they just try to turn the wheel over and over and over. Instead of making themselves better, they just keep doing the same old shit, get new trainers in, manipulating, taking advantage of people, and it's a very sad process. Why do I think, me personally, certs are bullshit? If you haven't caught the rhythm already, like I said, it's a money grab. It's people trying to find money. And not necessarily now the gyms, well, let's talk about the actual companies that are doing the certifications. Here's how it was the biggest money grab for them. In fitness alone, there's not a lot of huge revolutionary changes that happen or thought process that are implemented. It's pretty much the same basic shit. Make sure that they're not holding their breath. Make sure that their form is correct. Make sure that their posture is better. And if you could go down the simple checklist of posture, form, breathing, your clients will be absolutely fine. They'll see the results that they want. People haven't grown a third arm. They're not growing a tail out their back. So movements are going to be the same. Functions are going to work the same exact way. People are exactly the same now than they've been hundreds of years ago. And training has been around for hundreds of years. So how do these cert companies make money? By getting you to renew the certification. So year goes by, 3 years go by, your cert's up. They email you all day, every day, telling you, hey, your cert's up in 6 months, time to renew. Your cert's up in X amount of time to renew. If you don't renew, you might not be able to get your job. Nobody checks that shit. The company that you work for, they never check your cert. They're not going to ask you to renew it, anything like that. Some companies might, but that's a small market of companies. More often than not, companies don't give a fuck. What they give a fuck is, you're hurting anybody, or you're pulling money in, are Are you getting more experience? Those three things, if you're doing those, they're going to keep you, because a more experienced trainer is way more valuable than a trainer with no experience and a shitload of certifications or degrees. So the money grab in its purest form is based on the certification company trying to get you to renew. Renew for fucking what? Like I said, the shit that you learned 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they just reworded so you think you're learning something different, but it's the same exact shit, because fitness is exactly the same. People are built exactly the same. There's no revolutionary thing that they're going to teach you within these 3 years that makes you think, oh, I really need to learn this. I really need to renew my cert. The renewing is just based on these companies that are all working together to finagle your ass out of some money. So that's another reason why I just can't stand it. It's all money based. It's not helping people out. You could get more of an education if you really wanted to on YouTube, on Google, on Instagram. If you know how to decipher bullshit and absorb real good information, those three platforms can give you all the information in the world for free compared to the certifications. Whatever you want to learn. If you want to learn about strengthening the core, you can find it on those three platforms. You want to learn about growing butts, you can learn it on those three platforms. You want to learn about breathing, relaxation, stretching, elongation, all those things, you can learn it on those three platforms. Might take you a little bit longer, but what the fuck you gotta do? 10, 15 minutes a day, dedicate towards educating yourself. The more and more you're learning through these platforms, the better and better you feel. You can relay that information. And that's the simplest way. The certs, more often than not, use this huge terminology, all these verbs, all these nouns that you're not going to really be using in the field. Nobody's asking you about fucking, well, if I do this, is my MCL going to work the right way, or is my PCL or my ACL going to be tight, or is my lat, and they don't give a fuck. They want you to point at the muscle. What does this work? Right here. What does this work? Right here. What does this work? Your ass. People don't give a fuck about the fine-tuned terminology, but these certification companies want you to think that they really give a fuck. If anything, it makes you look like a pompous ass when you're using muscle groups and the terminologies within the muscle groups that people don't even know what the fuck you mean. You could say the fucking muscle, they look at you funny, and then you point at it and they go, oh, okay, yeah, that one makes sense. You just said that in the beginning. So it's all a money grab. And it's, like I said, it's brainwash. They want you to believe that you need to be telling people about this shit. You don't need to do that. You need to get your education up for sure. And like I said, the best way in my own projection out to you is first-hand experience in training is the greatest thing that you can have. First-hand experience in anything is the greatest tool, the greatest educator that you can ever have. Start off slow. If you're a young trainer, just do this. Train your mom, train your grandma, train your girlfriend, train your boyfriend, train your nieces and nephews, train somebody for free. Work slow, write your plans out, make sure you're going on YouTube, make sure you're going on Instagram, Google, all these things, and create some thorough plans. Look up form, look up breathing, look up these simple things, and start slow. Do it for free, just for a little bit. Then from there, go onto your social media platform, say, hey, I'm a personal trainer. Is anybody looking for trainers? And don't charge the fucking mega going rate because you're not that mega trainer already. Though that's for the guys that, like myself, that put the years in, that know exactly what to do to get you in shape. If you're somebody new, it is okay to start low and then increase over the years. As you increase, your clientele base will increase too. People, if they don't see the value in you as you increase, don't fuck with you anyway, so get rid of them. But in the beginning, get some simple stuff. Get 4 or 5 clients at $50. You're making a couple $100 a week that you weren't making before. See if it's something that you even want to do. See if it's something that you're even good at. Just because you get a cert, fitness, and especially personal training, to be successful, you have to be very personable. You have to know how to talk. You have to know how to get to know somebody on such a deeper level and give them information back to help them out with their life, this job is half physical, half mental. If you're just based on the physical side and you don't know how to talk at all, personal training is not for you, because people will not connect with you and people will not want to be around you. So having a personality and actually giving a fuck about your clients and what they're going through and trying to help them out is going to help with the longevity of your career. Hands-on experience helps with that. The more and more you talk to people, the more and more you're there actually listening and engaged, and the more experience you get, the better you get at it. In the beginning, when I was a trainer, I was still very talkative and personable, but I couldn't talk to people about divorce. I was 22 years old. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But for me, you hear these major things, divorce, abuse, all these major things in life for over the years. I can't personally connect with you because I've never been divorced. I've never been in domestic violence or anything like that. But I've had hundreds of clients that have been through this. So I can always connect through somebody else's experience with this person and then know how to help them because I helped all these other people through it. So hands-on experience is key. It's the most valuable thing that you could possibly possess when it comes to not needing a certification and the longevity of your personal training career. And with that being said, this is a shorter episode, not a lot to jam in, but the one thing that is very important for me to jam in is don't feel like you're less of a trainer if you don't have certs. I talk to young trainers all the time. They think they need certs so bad, and I have to talk them off of that bridge because you end up wasting thousands of dollars. Certs are not cheap. If it was $50, I'd say, hey, let it rip. But some of them are in the $600 range, $1,000 range, and you don't need them. I've never had a cert in my life. I have a degree in kinesiology, which is great, but I've never had a cert. I never need one. All the education that's out there, you just have to go find it. Don't feel like you're trapped or you can't progress as a trainer if you don't have one of these things. And if people are telling you that you do need them, and if people are telling you you won't progress not having them, these are probably people that work closely with certifications, or they're shitty trainers within themselves. Scared shitty trainers really hold on to these certs thinking that's the greatest thing on earth. You know what the greatest thing on earth as a trainer is? Your fucking self. Your body of work. Getting your own ass into the gym, working out, testing on yourself first, and then testing on your clients. Like I tell all my clients, I will never have them do some shit that I haven't done myself. Because if that's the case, you are a hypocrite. So what you need to do is test on yourself, perfect form through yourself, so you can relay that on to people. Don't feel jammed up. Don't feel like you need a search. Don't waste your money. Save your money. Be smart on that side of things. And with that being said, be careful out there. Don't listen to too many people because they're guiding you into a shittier path. Listen to me. I'm not taking no money from you. I'm just trying to help the next young trainers out. Like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. I feel like it is my duty to pass it on, help the next guy. And this is just me trying to help out. If you have any questions or if you need more information, always feel free to contact me. My Instagram is jrichfit. You can contact me on the YouTube platform. You can contact me anywhere. If you have fitness questions, always feel free to get a hold of me. I'm here to answer them all. And with that being said, make sure you get a hold of a loved one. Whoever is very important to you, shoot them a text message, give them a call, put your ego aside. It means the world when somebody reaches out and tells you how much you love them, especially while they're still here. Don't take people for granted. Have an amazing day. Get the fuck out of here. Go do something great. Peace.